So today is a very sad day within the WorldTowning household. Today we talk like WorldTowning as if like that's our last name. Do you guys even know our last names?
It's not our last name.
Jessica WorldTowning. He's Will WorldTowning.
No, that would be weird.
He's WWT.
Anyway, today we are actually packing up and we are getting ready for our next location, which is only going to be about 4 miles away.
If you watch the news, are on social media, talk to friends, have a dog, or in other words, you have a pulse, you then know that the coronavirus and COVID-19 has changed the way that we all live our lives. All of us, well, most of us, are wearing masks, and international travel has been paused to a relative standstill. So far, 2020 has been the most eventful year in decades, and I can't imagine what more can add to this madness. This year will be told to future generations as the one that changed what we all call normal in good ways and bad. Usually in our family, when things get rough, we always default to the fact that we are happy to have our health. What we have learned so far this year is that there are a few other things that rank up there with health. In the next 23 minutes, we will talk about what our family has been up to, what our plans are during COVID-19, and how travel is so needed to keep this world turning.
Hello, good morning. Welcome
Hello.
to the episode 243 version of WorldTowning Japan. We've called this meeting to order to get everyone up to speed as to where everyone is and how we're doing.
And what travel looks like in the future for us,
This meeting
right?
will now come to order. Okay.
This is probably going to be the most disorganized meeting you've ever been to because Will and I have been like and circling and up and down and all over the place the last couple months as everyone else has considering COVID. So what's going on?
We are still here. I guess that is first and foremost. There's a lot been happening here. If you were to look at us and tell us with a straight face that even though there was a pandemic happening that is virus related, that we would still be in a certain country
4 months later,
there's no way you could have actually done that without us laughing.
Because remember when it started, Will and I were like, it's not that we didn't take it serious. We just, like everyone else, we couldn't imagine that it would get to the magnitude that it would, that the world would basically, the entire world would pause. So for us to think that we would be on a pause for this long and not traveling outside of one country, no, we never would have believed it.
There's never been something
We would
like
have
that.
bet money on it.
No
Lots
way.
of money.
But I have to say, sort of with the whole disclaimer of what's happening around the world, it can change at any moment. But right now, where we are in Japan, things are looking good. So
Now what?
now, well, we want to catch you guys up with what we've been up to because there's a lot that we've been recording, experiencing, because we haven't just been hibernating inside of a room and doing nothing.
And I think, don't you think this is we're kind of in this weird limbo stage with a lot of other people that travel vlog. Some of them a lot of the American travelers we've noticed have gone to the US, they've bought an RV or a van and they're kind of cruising around there. That wasn't really an option for us because we did that in Europe and we want to do something different. Oh my God, there is a monkey outside our window eating the neighbor's garden. I'm sure this is totally normal for people who live here, but the only thing I've ever seen in a garden is like a bird or a squirrel or maybe someone's dog or something. So I think people are kind of still, some people have already found their new path, some people are in limbo, and some people are kind of done, and I think we're kind of in the decision-making process. But what have we been doing, I guess, through all this? We've still been having some fun.
We still have, but I think for the most part, this world has turned into a different place since we last caught up with you guys.
Yeah.
And with respect to social issues and with respect to Black Lives Matter, there's been a total just mind shift as to how people are recognizing this, and we're happy to say that we actually got to take part in one of the protests, the peaceful marches.
Right.
It made its way all the way over here, guys. We are in Kyoto, and we're not in Kyoto. We are in Osaka, and today we are going to march as a family, as a community, as a nation, as a humanity. And something that's been well deserved to be demonstrated for a long time. Today we're demonstrating for Black Lives Matter because we believe as a family that as we travel the world, all humanity is something special, and unless injustices are clarified and addressed and rectified, there's no way that someone can say that all lives matters unless every life matters, and that starts here with addressing the biggest cancer in the entire system.
Okay, we need one more over here then. Okay, move down please. Okay, here we go.
with our family, with our loved ones. They are uncomfortable, but we're reminded every day. Whenever you are the minority in any place in this world, you will get picked on. You will get singled out. But that does not have to be, okay? So please, have the uncomfortable conversations. We all want to grow together. This is about growth. This is about the dissemination of information. This is about eradicating ignorance. It's difficult, I know. But please, do it with a hand of love. But as long as we lift the lowest of the low, the voiceless, if we lift them up, no one will fall through the cracks. But first, Black lives have to matter.
So without beating a dead horse, but we will a little.
This is the hardest part that we're having with the travel lockdown now, is because our mission in life with our kids
And with our business.
And with sort of our life philosophy is that travel breaks down all walls. It breaks down all barriers. It breaks down all stereotypes. It breaks down all senses of racism, because until you actually talk to someone and get to know someone on a personal level, and you get to taste their food
and listen to their stories, and listen to the happiness and the heartache and everything they've been through, and share a meal, and have someone from another culture be kind to you, and have someone from another culture, discriminate against you, you don't truly understand what it's like and how important equality for all is. We're all the same at the end of the day. And for us, we are so on board with taking all the precautions necessary to eliminate COVID, but we're so ready to get everyone out traveling again, because it does help us all. It opens our mind tremendously.
Listen, people are the same all over the world, and as long as everyone can recognize that everyone just wants what's right for themselves.
The problem is they're the same all over the world, but not everyone treats everyone the same all over the world, and that's really where we have to learn and have growth and transition. And speaking of transitions, I think the Japanese are really good at kind of doing this transitioning thing. We had the coolest experience transitioning. Apparently this is something they do twice a year. They transition them from winter house to summer house, and then from summer house back to winter house.
This was the coolest thing, because we got to participate in something that we would never imagined possible. And this was only possible because we're stuck here in Japan.
How did you do that? You just lifted them up?
You lift them up and you push them out.
Okay.
Today we're doing something amazingly spectacular. When I say that, it means like for us...
Lift them up.
Oh, that is so cool.
Oh, wow.
When you get to do something that is truly culturally rich, that is, you can't find in a guidebook, and you can't find in a actual tour that you book.
Wow.
My mouth is wide open right now, but you can't see it.
Yeah. Right?
Today we're transforming this house, this kominka house, which means it's a house with the sliding doors, which are paper during the winter, and during the summer they transform the doors, or they switch out the doors from the paper ones, because they're better to keep the heat inside, to bamboo to let the air flow go all the way through.
Wow.
Very right.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool. There's no nails, it just all fits together.
This is something that you can only find when you're actually meeting up with a local, and you have these experiences that just serendipitously occur. Now the doors? Oh, I thought the doors were going to go away too.
Move here.
They're all just comes apart. I've never seen anything like this before. Toshi, are houses still built like this or no?
No, huh?
People don't build houses like this anymore?
Anymore? Nanda.
No.
No.
So we are transforming the kominka from a winter home to a summer home. This blows us away.
Toshi, how do you keep track of them? Oh, you write on the side which room they go in, right here?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Same sign.
Okay.
Same sign. That's right. Same sign.
Be careful, honey.
What are you trying to say?
Big rooms.
Big rooms, okay.
The big room. So this is absolutely incredible, because when we first got here, it was February, and It was freezing in here. And that's with the winter panels of these things. I know that these walls are pretty thin. I know there's not a lot of insulation in them, but I'm glad that they're removing whatever insulation they have now for the summer, because right now it's just hot.
It's hot.
It's just super hot.
This press is carried
So this is how we got.
slowly.
This is how we're putting them back in.
Exactly.
Look at this.
And
Okay, this is really my jive, honestly. It's completely therapeutic because everything fits together like a puzzle piece, and it fits perfect. Like you would think it'd go in storage for 6 months and come out maybe be swollen or something wouldn't fit right or whatever, but it fits in here perfectly.
I love that there's no screwdriver, no hammer,
screwdriver,
no
I know.
nails, no
I know, who would have thought,
no
right?
hooks.
Ichi, what does this say on there?
These don't say anything.
Nope, stuff on the top.
Does it fit though?
That's
See if
not the
it fits.
question. This one says 3.
See if it fits.
Wait. That's not 3, that's ro.
What's that mean?
It's a Japanese character, which is also on the inside of this. No, it does not mean B. They don't have an alphabet. It's not like that. Like, you don't have the alphabet song, you can sing with them.
The incredible part about these bamboo walls now is that, look at this on this side. You have, it looks like it's like totally private, right? Because you can't see through it. You can barely see through it, but it's almost like you can make out shapes. But when you go to the other side and you're like this, and you see when we're actually light on the opposite end, it's almost like transparent. So this is like the most ingenious use of bamboo I can imagine, and just make it into a wall. I love this.
And just when you think it can't get any more beautiful, we've got the accent touches that we're putting on. So these doors we removed and we didn't replace them with other doors. We're replacing them with these
it looks
shades.
cool.
It looks beautiful.
Cool and midsummer is that style.
Yeah.
And now it's
All the way down?
yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow. That is so cool. This must be so much work to make it. Is that paper or no?
No,
Fabric?
no.
That's fabric, right?
No, Japanese cloth.
Okay, Japanese cloth. So I just learned, you probably can't see it on camera, but right here, it's like, it's a little bit of discoloration between the bamboo, and this is actually where they join 2 pieces of bamboo. I can't even imagine, I don't know how they do it. You can just tell because it's a little bit of a different color, but otherwise you would not know. It's completely seamless. They did all of this by hand and then joined this, and this is about 100 years old. I'm beside myself, really. I mean, this is such a cool experience, and this is not something you get on a tour. This is something you get when you immerse yourself
When
into
you're
a
lucky
culture.
as sin, and you get to have the opportunity to be stuck in quarantine or in social distancing because just luck just happened to be on our side.
We are incredibly lucky, yes.
How would you
But
join them though?
I have no idea. So after this Kominka changing of the seasons, Will and I started to kind of have a bit of a reality check and go, wait, we might be here.
How long are we to be in Tokyo or in Kyoto or wherever we?
How long are we going to be in Japan? And Avalon made this comment to us in the very beginning. She said, this was on month 1. She said, listen, if we're going to end up being here for 6 months, we need a project. And after we did the Kominka transition, Will and I really started to sit in kind of, wait, this may go on longer than just a couple of months. Should we consider making something a little more permanent here and kind of taking on a project?
Should we call WorldTowning Japantowning? Wow. Okay, so this is
I want to make sure I can step on it.
Trying to Buy a House version 1.
So the floor is completely gone in here. And there's a hole in the roof which was not on the ad that I saw, which would have been, wow, it needs a lot of work. So you're basically just paying for
4 walls.
the lot, yeah.
And not even 4 walls.
The ceiling is really cool here.
Well, it comes with a skylight. It's got issues.
It definitely has some issues.
It's not bad. It's not awfully small.
Yeah, the size doesn't bother me at all. I mean, this is like 3 times the size of Lemonade.
So how much work do you think you have to put into this?
In my opinion, it's a tear down. So how have we changed through this whole process? Let's first talk about the physical things, like someone got his hair cut.
You can't tell because it's like this.
All right, Willie,
Such a
you're
nice-
getting your hair cut.
It has
All your
been
hairs.
about a year since I've had a proper haircut.
Really? Has it been that long?
Since we were in the Ukraine, or
It should
in
be
Ukraine.
down to your butt by now.
That was the last time we got like a real haircut.
You can't really tell.
No, but it's fine. It's there. This look. How do you like this?
Fits in
brand
a
new.
pony.
It's not so bad right
Yeah,
now.
I think it's pretty hot.
We got rid of some clothing, which was always holding us backwards.
Say goodbye to this beauty. I have had this gray coat since way before we started traveling.
After 8 long years of having this jacket. By the way, we've never ever been sponsored by these people, but LL Bean, you make a heck of a jacket.
You've seen this in more videos than I'd like to admit. I am so tired of it and so over it.
Which started off as really cool, like charcoal gray, and now it's turned into like a sun-faded, looks like my grandfather's sort of leather jacket.
And we're in Japan and we're gonna stay in warm climates, so I'm gonna finally get rid of it. Seen as days.
It's time to get rid of this. The zipper is no longer working efficiently. It sort of pops off all the time.
Okay, I know you're having a hard time letting go of this, but let's not give a dissertation on it.
All right, it's time for this thing to go.
However, I'm going to keep the hood. A piece of the hood is going to go into every person's travel quilt in this family, and I know they're going to be super excited because everyone loves this gray coat and they love hearing me complain about it.
But then the real thing is how we changed is that we've actually stopped to take stock of what we stopped to take stock. Is that right?
That sounds good.
On what is going on in the world. And you know, the news app that we have on our phones has been,
I don't watch it anymore.
it's our friend. Oh, it's kind of depressing.
He gets a little funky sometimes when
I
he looks
do.
at it and watches it too much. And
I
that's when
can't-
and you know what I say? I say, have you been on that app again?
You say get out of the toilet. What are you doing? But we got to the point where we had to realize that we cannot spend our entire time in the safety of our cocoon, that is the co-living, co-working space that we've been spending so much
Yeah.
time at.
And it was time.
And it was time to move on. And so we realized that we had to make a change. So today is a very sad day within the WorldTowning household. Today we talk like WorldTowning as if like that's our last name. Do you guys even know our last names?
It's not our last name.
Jessica WorldTowning. He's Will WorldTowning.
No, that would be weird.
He's WWT.
Anyway, today we are actually packing up and we are getting ready for our next location, which is only gonna be about 4 miles away. I know, we're acting as if we're going to a totally different land.
I feel like I'm packing like I've got to watch my weight on my suitcase. Do I have any liquids? And I'm like, wait a minute, it's like we're literally walking up the street. We could walk to where we're going.
There's an extra luggage allowance on the taxi ride on the way to the next location. But anyway, today we're in Avalon's room and well,
It's a mess.
you haven't seen over the last 3 months of what this room has looked like. Look at all this, hold on. There is Kindle's ginger ale. Is this still good?
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I think I see a dead rat.
There's Moroccan. What?
Those are Largos.
These are Largos.
Largos. Hey, don't put on my
Okay. We've got
That's my stuff, and that's supposed to be. That's where it's supposed to be.
right. This is Avalon's bookcase that she's created, which is
Not holding
basically
any books.
Not holding any books,
Look
but
at
that's
Largo's
okay.
bookcase.
Look at Largo's just a big old mess. At least Avalon's a little organized. She's got this really creative pencil set that she has set up. I'm super impressed. Look at all this. There's this Avalon.
That's the candle.
All of it got here in my suitcase somehow. The only new thing I have is this and a pair of shorts.
You
I
can
find
put
that
in
so
my-
hard to believe.
I've packed for 5 minutes and now I'm in here just hanging out with you, seeing what you're up to. And Avalon suggested an impromptu Q&A, so I'm gonna pull this out of a rabbit hat. Avalon, let's see, packing wise, how do you make a temporary home comfortable and feel homey to you?
Has nothing to do with packing.
Well, you just took your temporary stuff off the wall, right?
It's like reverse
I guess.
packing. I have posters and stuff that I put up, and I carry them all in my computer case because that's the only place where they won't get like wrinkled and that sort of thing. And by the end, there's no more space for my computer in my computer case.
And she makes all these cool decorations.
Yeah, right now I'm trying to find a way to use these popsicle sticks I've collected over a while and tape to make like something for this so that it doesn't get smashed.
And this is downsized, I think. I think you've already started downsizing.
Yeah.
Avalon has the great knack for anything that comes in the mail or she finds on the street, she picks it up and then she makes it into something or she upcycles it, recycles it.
If you go under my bed, there's like the wrappings from
look, all this stuff.
Well, originally I was keeping it to make a miniature city.
All right, bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye, thank you.
All right, and we're now entering into our final trip to our favorite coffee shop. It's called Trip Coffee Shop. It's
really cute.
It's super duper cute. Hold on a second. I think I'm super wide. No, there you go. Okay, now it's better. Best coffee in Japan. Yes, yes.
I think I'm gonna have a